Happy Monday, folks. Welcome to the show. Happy almost end of November. Like November has just screamed by. It's been nuts. But I'm so happy to be here and to see all of you here today. I see earlier today Fenrir Fire with a comment proving why you should never comment before a discussion is had. I see you, bro. Bjorn Jorgensen, Jim Largo, Epic Badger, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, Bill himself, Bill Wifta, good to see you, sir. It is indeed time to grind. Boba Hicks is here, almost mispronounced that. Nolan is here, and I think I got everybody. Welcome to the show, guys. So, this is the last Monday before Thanksgiving, before official Black Friday, and traditionally in the States when the holiday season really kicks off. Okay. So not a ton of toy news right now, not a ton of pre-orders coming up or anything like that. So with that in mind, we do have some pre-orders to show. Got a little bit of discussion there. Obviously, we have our main topic, which we can discuss while I depackage some more toys. I have a box of Big Bad Toy Store stuff behind me, including the latest wave, or at least most of the latest wave of Motu Origins stuff. And I figure I could put those new guys up on the Castle Grayskull and take down the ones that have been up there for a bit, plus other toys in there. Figure I'll just depackage them right away and get them into a bin, so I'm not worrying about things stacking and all that stuff. I see some emoji fun in there. It looks like a badger. And there's no moose emoji, so that's as close as we're going to get with Big Buck. A big buck. I still have to rewatch that. I did rewatch Toy Connections stream yesterday. Will caught me off guard with quite the Easter egg, as they say. So a little bit about what's been going on. Rolo messaged me this morning. He is on the move officially today. No more internet for him for a couple of days. He should be settled in today mostly, but he does plan to go to the hospital tomorrow for a checkup. He'll be back probably midday Wednesday. Still getting settled. He's going to order the internet service at that time so he knows he'll be home. Hopefully by the end of the week, he'll be fully in and all taken care of in time for our Saturday Resurrection Toy Show. But he's good. He's good. Also, there's some stuff coming Resurrection Toys wise with a video that's coming up very shortly with some photography for a new sculpture of a new piece. It is our first accessory piece, and I won't spoil it, but it will go along with one of our most popular 2-packs. That's all I'll tell you. Beyond that, um, last week was crazy. I had two of my closest friends come to visit me from California. They were here for other family business, but they made it a point to stay where I stay so they could visit with me. And it's my oldest friend of over 25 years and her husband and their dog. And we hung out most of the week while they were here. They left this morning after a nice long morning hang. I'm going to miss them very, very much. And I hope they're having safe travels and everything. While they were in town, one of the places we ended up at it was a place called Dick's Last Resort. And I got this great commemorative glass, which, while we were there, had Yingling in it. And, well, there's no other way to say this, but my YouTube payout came today. I didn't expect it to come today. And you all bought me a case of the good stuff. So we're going to have some Yingling during today's stream. And don't worry, I got water right here. Don't worry about it. So, also, very, very, very dear close friends locally got married yesterday. So it was flip flopping between all that stuff. And of course, my basic, responsibilities and everything else. Um, and then this week is quite a bit slowed down. I'm going to be playing catch up on a few things that I need to catch up on, like maybe going to the mailbox. But I actually have a shitload of time this week to do some things for me. This is not going to be a time for me to take on crazy amounts of projects or other stuff. It's things that I need to do for myself and things that I've been neglecting, including things like laundry. But I definitely need to get down there and get that stuff and get some other things ready for myself. So it's going to be a good week. I'm looking forward to it. I also have a Thanksgiving Day stream. I always stream on Thanksgiving. It'll probably be more gaming related because that's what I tend to do. And I'll simulcast on my Twitch. Then, of course, we'll have the Resurrection Toys stream on Saturday, like always. See, I knew you guys were gonna be like, I get it. I get it. Oh, did he go to Tron? I kind of figured that he would. But still. And Bill Wifta asks, did you ever in your wildest dreams at this time last year think that things that happened this year would have? Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. Most of them, no. Some yes, some no. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And if I didn't, Better Ray Bob is here. Says, hello, all. Hope I'm on the right stream as this new host doesn't have a hat. I don't always wear a hat. I didn't wear a hat to the wedding for what I hope are obvious reasons. And I got quite a few compliments from some very pretty ladies. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to try and normalize not wearing a hat. I'm going to try. For the ladies, of course. Of course. So, I want to talk ever so briefly about Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank. I don't want to make this stream about them in particular. I'm not here to give them a eulogy, but I will give a massive amount of respect to both. Kevin Conroy was, for me, the definitive version of Batman in any visual medium with motion. Okay. He is the voice that I hear in my head when I'm reading a comic book, no matter what era it is. He slots in perfectly with Neil Adams' version of the character. Obviously, the animated series is its own thing, but I am absolutely in love with that version of the character, period. Just tremendous loss to us all. He's done so much over the years to just tremendous impact between the animated series, the animated films, the Arkham series, everything. Okay. Like nothing that I can say is going to make that sense of loss any worse or better. I just wanted to say a few words about him. And certainly with Jason David Frank. I mean, that guy, I've never heard a bad word spoken about that dude ever. And the longer his career has gone on, even if it hasn't been the most noteworthy in recent years, people just spoke highly of him, and comic book community embraced him. People loved him. Huge loss. Um, and as I said on my Twitter, I was never a dyed in the wool Power Ranger fan. I just wasn't. Because for one thing, I was a big Ninja Turtles fan, and I was like, "Oh, this is a ripoff." I didn't understand the source of it at the time. Plus, I was working by this point as a teenager, so I didn't have a lot of time to watch that stuff. But I respected the show for what it was. But when the Green Ranger came around, I was like, okay, if I have to pick one, that's my guy. Not just because of his Zord and not just because of the color, but there's something about him. I loved it. He's like, there's the flute, big freaking kaiju. Zord arrives. I'm like, all right, I'm totally in like Flynn with this character. And he was a very good actor, probably the best actor of the original cast in the American version of that series. Was really happy that they moved him to the White Ranger position when the show mandated that change because of footage being what it is. He deserved it, and I always thought he was very good at what he did. And it's a real shame and a huge loss that he's gone. But it certainly makes me wonder about these things that we hold with such reverence and love. We always say, well, they'll live on in our memories, right? Well, our memories die with us. And there are some aspects of this that I definitely want to discuss in detail as we go through the course of the stream today. So I want you to think about that. But I do want to catch up with chat here. Jim Largo says that Kevin Conroy was vengeance was the night. Damn straight. World Minute Cardboard says Kevin Conroy's definitive voice of Batman. Bjorn says that Kevin Conroy is his Batman. I think of Power Rangers JDFCB pictures. Absolutely. Boba Hicks says pair of 90s childhood icons. Rest in peace. Absolutely. Bjorn also says bonus fact Jason David Frank's the only Power Ranger with 3 first names. There you go. There you go. Better Ray Bob says that Kevin Conroy will always live on in the hearts of most of us and will always be with us when we rewatch Batman the Animated Series. You bet. World Made a Cardboard says, I remember watching Jason David Frank the first time he appeared on Power Rangers. I thought he would be an action movie star like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee. I got to be honest. I did too. I did think that he had that potential. He had the acting chops. He certainly had the moves. He had the charisma. I don't know what happened. I think maybe he got a little too entrenched in the whole Power Rangers thing, and that possibly derailed what would otherwise be a further reaching career. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I really think that would have happened. Bill got the picture. I love it, and you're going to love that you sent that picture today by the end of the show. Trust me. Bjorn sort of has a signed copy of a promo picture with the White Ranger from the movie. Awesome. Ted Millich is here. Hello, Ted. Nice to see you. Epic Badger says that this is a hit on his childhood. He's glad to get to live with the collaborative work these actors and all the staff have put together. I agree. It does help. And hello, Rolando Flores. Good to see you. Good to see you. But again, I want you guys to think about the fact that, everything that we know, everything is finite. Our very lives, which means our memories, to a certain degree, legacy, because memories fade, but certainly there are some things that can endure, like film, like artwork, toys, models, just the designs of them, the digital record of these things. You have Google searches, stuff like that. I do think that this plays a big part in the fact that certain things will never fully go away. And the reason that I bring this up is quite simple. A lot of the stuff that my parents grew up with, a lot of it is just gone. Like there's no record of it. Most of the people that remember that stuff either forgot it or they didn't care or whatever. There's bound to be parts of the experience that our parents had that is just lost. But I feel like, just to kind of springboard off of something that Largo was talking about yesterday on the Toy Connection stream, um, there was a huge change in the way that merchandising and pop culture were regarded when Star Wars came out. That was the single biggest thing. And if you think about it, everything that had come out around that time, a little bit before and certainly after, there's been such a love in many different pockets of all sorts of different things, from film and superheroes and comic books and horror and anything. Even Seinfeld, which is just a sitcom, has this huge, fan following behind it. And to the point where I think that if there's a love on a mass level for something in the 21st century, especially, it's not going to be difficult to find something that you're looking for, at least when it comes to rekindling a memory or learning something about someone who has passed. I think that we're fast approaching an age when they roll the credits on someone who's died during the Oscars, we're going to know everyone's name on a long enough timeline. Just because the record keeping and the way credits are done on IMDb and all these things, really, it just all links together. And I want to kind of shine the light in the fact that all this digital archival kind of thing really will go a long way to preserving the legacies of people that have done such hard work for the sake of entertaining us, like Kevin and Jason. Absolutely. So, going to catch up with you guys here. Better Ray Bob says, my physical copies of Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited will either go to one of my friends or my local library when I pass, so the voice of Kevin Conroy will go on. I would recommend a local library with a trust addendum that they never be destroyed. That's what I would do. Roman Carver says, Jason David Frank focused on his martial arts and fighting competitions. He was pretty good and won some prestigious competitions. Very cool. Bjorn says, Kevin Conroy was the first person to have different voices for Bruce Wayne and Batman. That's true. That is true. First person to have a different voice in the cartoon. Michael Keaton did have a different Batman and Bruce Wayne voice. He did in '89, which preceded the animated series. He's the first person in animation to have a different voice. Jim Largo asked, how does something go from fuzzy nostalgic memory to pop culture icon? That's an entirely different conversation, to be perfectly honest. But I think it boils down to the people in a mass state pining for something that's old. Like Sky Commanders. Handful of us loved those toys, but no one's begging for them to fly off the shelves. They're not a mainstream kind of a phenomenon the way that like Ninja Turtles were or something like that. So I just think right place, right time, bit of luck. But that's a whole conversation in itself. Epic Badger says, between several cartoon series and the Arkham games, Kevin cemented his legacy as the Cape Crusader for your generation. I think for every generation, for the most part, honestly. Aside from some 66 Batman diehards, I think pretty much everyone agrees Kevin Conroy's the shit. Boba Heck says, also, aliens from the future are going to love this stuff. I hope so. Everybody says a movie lasts 1 to 2 hours, but hundreds of hours of cartoons and gaming means so much time spent with Kevin's voice. Yes, big difference. Roman Cardboard says some properties will remain. Superman, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, etc., but they will change. Flash Gordon of the 80s was not like the 30s. Lone Ranger has changed, but not the story of the hero, exactly. Jim Largo says our future robot overlords will archive all of our cultural touchstones. Absolutely. The story of the hero will not change. I agree. Gojatron says pop culture is generational. Today's pop culture is tomorrow's nostalgia. True. 100%. And I do think that with a lot of the beneficial byproduct of all this reboot, relaunching thing is that a lot of things that we love stay in the zeitgeist, so to speak, right? So I know, for better or for worse, certain things stick around. Like I have that Godzilla book back there. Godzilla's been around for, it's coming up on 70 some odd years, man. It's coming up. It'll be seven, no, 15, yeah, it'll be 70 years in 2 years. So that's crazy amount of time for something like that to be around. Um, and just as popular as ever, if not more so popular. So, there's a weird crossover. And I think as long as people do exciting things with the concepts, like what World Minute Cardboard is saying, and even what Gojatron is saying, I think that things will live on. And yes, Boomer, Sky Commanders was the Zip Lines one. That's right. Stephen S. says these will live on and be passed down generations. Looking at comic books, you're 51 and own a Superman 18. That book's 80 years old from World War II. Ooh, that's awesome, man. And you're right. I think in some situations that's definitely going to happen. I think more so now than before, even. But again, with the current generation of children really being focused on digital media, it takes a special kid to appreciate physical things. And I hope that as 3D printers become more and more accessible and that culture grows and grows, that perhaps that could be the secret weapon to reigniting the child imagination of action figures and models and things like that. But we will see. We will see. And obviously, I want to continue to have this discussion. But I do want to get into our pre-orders for the week. So this is going to be a bit of a tangent, folks. So bear with me. Bear with me. I saw this Space Invaders quarter scale arcade cabinet. Now, quarter scale for this is 18 inches. Pardon me, 17 inches. It is fully playable. It has an internal battery. Works anywhere you want it to work. But it's $330 for 18 inches of a teeny tiny game of Space Invaders. No, I don't see the point when I can get a arcade one-up that is nearly full size. So with the riser, you can just stand up and play it like a regular arcade, but it is scaled down about 20%. You can get a 4-player Simpsons arcade for $300, including the riser and a stool. Stools like that in that kind of condition tend to run around $80 by themselves in general. So to get all that for $300, it's not bad. Now the manufacturer suggested retail prices around 5 or 6 for these, but they always go on sale. And I've played several of them. They play really, really well. If you want to go extreme, you can get one of these Arcade 2 TV machines. Now, these are like top end, professional grade arcade hardware. You've got the diamond plate. It's real diamond plate, not just weird thing. It's meant to stand up to some violence. And it has a full computer built into it. And you can just throw games on it and everything else you want. Play it with consoles and just plug into a TV and off you go. But it's $1,800. But when you play one, you'll know where that extra money went. So in that context, when you show me a 17-inch, teeny tiny Space Invaders, it's one game, and you want $340 for it? Miss me with that shit. I don't understand what Numbskull's trying to do with this. If they did a 1/12 scale and maybe took out the working feature and made it around $30, $40, $50 even, I'll give them that. Because there's great detail on here. It's a 1-to-1 replica. It's perfect. It's not just some sticker application on another arcade. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So for me, this is a big miss, especially in a world where the arcade one-ups and the full-blown arcade 2 machine stuff like this exists. Okay, this stuff's out there. Hello, White Shadow. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So I just wanted I saw that. I just like, I got to talk about arcades for a minute. So just bear that in mind. There's lots of cool options, and there's even free software you can put on your PC to play any game you want, and it's legal. So it's all good stuff. But I couldn't stop with the WTF moments there. This is the fifth scale maquette of Skeletor. That is $650. It's 2 foot tall, which is a nice size for what it is. The sculpt is breathtaking. But again, it's not $650 breathtaking. Like this is one if you were charging me 250, even 300, I could see it. But 650? Nah. I'm not nah. Like this is insane detail. And I know the workmanship that goes into this, but I just this is crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But you always have to have one of those in there. Oh, of course, absolutely is an easy pass. I don't have $650 for statues in my budget, so that's a very easy pass. Now, accidentally pulled that out there. Go back in there. Okay. Now, on the other hand, you have a sixth scale, so just slightly shorter at, half the scale, I guess, so 12 inches. This is it's like a Mondo, but it's a fully articulated figure for 230. So for me, like this is a really good comparison point. You get you get half the scale, but you get a posable, durable action figure for a third of the price. Now we've seen the Mondo in the past. We have seen that on this show, but I didn't know it was going to be available through Big Bad. So if someone really did want one, or you're on the fence and you don't mind parting with $20 to reserve one, there he is. So it's kind of crazy. Stephen M's asking, does that include a personal visit from Alan Oppenheimer too? No, sir, it does not. Yeah, the Mondo stuff is in general it's really well done. It's just way too pricey for my needs. I can't justify it for sure. So Bjorn's asking if this has soft goods. It looks like the shorts are soft goods, or it's just a really good sculpt that are made to look like soft goods. But the description doesn't go into it. It's pretty cool though. I do like it, but again, it's just not priced for me, right? I think it's a great figure. I love the detail. I love the accessories, and I think that relative to that detail, this is a lot more reasonable than some of these statues that you see. At least this is posable, and it's good stuff. Definitely worth looking at if that's a price point you can live with. So this is 1/12 scale, but I know that someone like Bjorn would love this in a 3 3/4 inch scale. This is just a cool little abandoned street with a soda machine on it. I just thought it looked neat. I thought it was cool. It's a bit expensive for my taste, but I dug it. And I absolutely agree. Rollback Carver says, I don't have the budget for $50, much less 700. Fair, and I agree. My brother does look cool, but ouch on the price. I agree. It's not something I'm going to buy. But when you compare it to a $650 statue, I mean, it's all context, I guess. Steve says, good God, that sword better be able to give you the sword of power for that price. Fair. And Bjorn, this is why I thought you would like this, because it very much reminds me of Fallout. That's really all I had to say about it. Now, Mezco has been doing some pretty crappy things with their 1/12 scale figures and not meeting deadlines and shit like that. But they are knocking it out of the park with their 5 points Godzilla line. You get 3 great figures for $65. Now, they're only 4.5 inch scale, but there's incredible detail for the size, super nostalgia, action effects. These are just... So you're basically paying reaction prices for crazy better detail for the same price. So to have, Mecha Godzilla and King Caesar and freaking Godzilla, Like, come on. Like, this is really cool. Just a great, great piece. And I am definitely picking this up for sure. I have to. I Wilhelm Toy Hobby here says, hello, my name is Will. You may remember me from other live chats such as Clamato. I saw that. I saw it. Can't hide from me. No Megalon yet, but this particular set is from a particular film. I'm sure they'll eventually do a Megalon, and on that day, I will purchase it. So, Diamond Select made an Iceman that is arguably the best Iceman that's ever been made. I think the detail is perfect. No weird attempts at hair. He's clear. The only problem is he's a 7-inch scale. So if you imagine the Iceman, Bobby Drake's a bit taller, like you can get away with it. But I saw this and I'm like, man, someone finally really nailed it. And of course, it had to be a 7-inch scale. So I'm a little miffed about that. But he looks great, and the price point's great. Motu Joneser in the house. How you doing tonight, sir? Got some Motu stuff to depackage, so I hope you stick around, pal. Yeah, this is on purpose. I saw this and I thought, again, for a bust that is 10 inches tall, if you're into the character and it really beats you up, obviously these pre-orders were up this morning. They're all gone now. But as someone said earlier today, Green Ranger stuff's going to go through the frickin' roof for at least a few months. So be aware of that. But I think it's a beautiful sculpt. Just keep an eye on it. Yes, Steven, it does really invoke the Toy Biz Iceman. I agree 100%. Very similar, very cool. And then just because I wanted to get a closer look at it, we got this Izobi Godzilla King of the Monsters Alpha Kaiju Series Godzilla Extreme Battle Version Limited Edition statue. It's he's big. He's really big looking. He's only 14 inches, and he's made out of PVC, ABS, and wood. And there's only 200 of these, which is part of why the cost is so high because of the limited run. But here's the thing that's weird for me. Pre-order sold out. That means all 200 or however many that BBTS got, someone bought them. $670 piece. Who is buying these? Who is buying these? I don't understand. I don't get it at all. Then I saw this Godzilla cushion and a matching Mothra cushion, and I was like, these are great. Each pillow is $73 for a pillow. I still want them, but I'm not paying $150 for a freaking pillow, even if they are adorable. It's crazy. So, Bjorn has a good question. He asks, how do pre-orders sell out? So, very simple. Each store or company, they have an allotment of how many of something they're going to make, typically. Okay. And when they hit that number, they cut off the pre-orders. That's the bottom line. They only have so many they plan to make, and when some things are limited edition, for example, in other cases they don't want to go back and make more. So they say we're going to make 500 and that's it, or 5,000 and that's it, or 50,000 or whatever. When they run out, they run out. That's how it goes. Now, that's because they're placing production orders in advance of dropping the pre-order, so they can guarantee that it's going to get made. They're not doing a made to order, as some companies do, and I understand it. Okay, I think it'd be better if you just take pre-orders till the cows come home and make them. But the reason why they don't do that is because if 5 million people pre-order something and half of them cancel, then you have 2.5 million of something sitting in a warehouse doing nothing. So at some point, you have to make a choice on how many you're going to make in that particular business model. That's all there is to it. That is an excellent pun. That is an excellent pun. Excellent. White Shadow says, the world has gone mad. $70 for a friggin' pillow? Yikes. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. World Maker was like, what is happening? I agree. I think those are imports, to be honest with you. They're probably imported pillows. Let's look. They're from Sunstar Stationery. Made out of polyester. Let's see what else Sunstar Stationery does. Apparently, that's all they do. Probably a boutique company. If I had to venture a guess. But even then, to me, that's a bit much. Even though I think they're really cool. I think they're cool. All right, so they are Japanese. So right off the bat, they're imports. Therefore, they're more expensive. So they are imports. So that would be something that I would probably want to buy through one of those buy directly in Japanese kind of a thing. What's the most I've ever spent on a pillow? Probably $30 for when I actually sleep on. $30 or so. So it's the whole thing. Those aren't pillows. Okay, planes, trains, and automobiles. I watched that around Thanksgiving. I'm not quite there yet. That's a Thanksgiving Day thing for me. White Shadow says, I'm in the wrong business. I should have learned how to sew and make a mint. Hey, and be in Japan. I mean, that's part of it, right? That's part of it. But yeah, that's really all I had to show you in terms of pre-orders and stuff. So I'm going to get right to the depackaging stuff so we can get to this big bad toys box. So I'm going to depackage the Motu stuff I have on top of the box, and then we'll open the box and depackage those things in the box, put them in the bin. It's going to be fun. Obviously, we can continue conversations in turn. So I'm going to start with good old Pighead from Sunman and Masters of the Universe Origins. I don't know why I'm saying that voice, but I am. It's just the reality you find yourself in now. It's me talking like that. So I'm going to open up the old bubble here, as I am wont to do. There we go. Yeah, I didn't even tear the comic this time. Let's see here. He's already holding his shield. Trying to get him. Oh, okay. He's got clippies on his feet and his arms. See if I can try to make the least amount of mess possible. There we go. And we'll do that. And that. There we go. Okay, so now it's come out with relative ease. Probably take the sharp object out of my hands. All right, he came out just fine. The weapon is unbent and undamaged, and his shield is fine too. They are really learning. They are learning how this stuff is supposed to work. Not crush crap all the time. He's got a big honking shield. I like that. It's very different for the line to have a shield quite this big. But there's a good old pig head, looking very pig-headed. Love the sculpt on this guy. I think there's lots of possibilities for custom paint with this guy. But I'm going to keep him the way he is. But he just looks cool. And I like that his tusks are not symmetrical. I never noticed that before. But I've had him on my shelf for months. I never even noticed that. I think it's very cool. Very different, too. Very, very cool. Please don't be pig-headed. I will try my best not to be. Jim Largo asks which mini comic it comes with. There is absolutely no text anywhere, so I couldn't even tell you the name of the mini comic. This is international packaging. But there it is. Something about Pighead. Pig's Head is where Dr. Seuss's Green Ham comes from. You know what? You're right. You're right. Motu's Gamorrean Guard. He's been called worse, that's for sure. That's for sure. Stringy Dingies, yeah. He does look a bit Gamorrean. If you were going to take He-Man stuff and mod him into Star Wars, that's what you would do. He would be perfect for that purpose. That is for certain. Melvor is here and says, Bacon. Because Pighead. Good to see you, pal. How you doing? Bjorn is not going to buy any more toys. The time being collecting just isn't the same anymore. I don't blame you. You know, the market's weird. Toy lines are weird. Who can blame you? And Naked Stratos will become more naked when I'm finished with him, because he's going to come out of this package. Oh, no. Be nice. Come off there nice, please. No. You're not taking the card back with you. Jerk. Not taking my card back from me. Yeah, Steven, this is people have the money right now. Let's jack the prices up yet. Now, granted, most of what I showed you guys today were from boutique companies. They're not raising the price on Motu Origins. They're not raising the price on other toy lines for the most part. So let's not get in the tizzy here. Let's not get too upset. But you know, there's a certain joy in collecting, depending upon how you go about your collecting. And I think that when one is on the hunt, but you're not getting any joy out of it, that's a sign to stop. I don't want to speak for Bjorn, but if the man's not into it, he's not into it. And plus, he has a very limited amount of space, so each purchase probably comes with a certain degree of anxiety about where the hell am I going to put this? You know, do I need this, etc., etc. So I do understand that. That's part of why I wanted to do this unboxing, depackaging thing today, because I don't want to open a box from Big Bad and start a new stack that I'll have to do in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever. I want to have a plan. So I'm trying to avoid the tropes that give me the anxieties. And I give you Naked Stratos. What about Stratos again? They gave him red wings and a blue jetpack. Yeah, I get you. I get you. But you know my problem, Joneser. I'm retail complete. I'm obsessed with being retail complete on this particular line because it's probably the only toy line I'll have a complete set of. Because even though I'm all in on Action Force, there's going to be some stuff that I start to skip. You know, I just don't feel the need to have those. But Motu Origins, all in, dude. All in for the retail stuff. Jim Lago says we need a Toy Ground special with Melvor eating bacon and heckling Grinded. I mean, we could do that. If Melvor wants to do that, I will absolutely make him some bacon, and he can make fun of me all he wants. No, I think I'll do him last. So we got here a 2000X He-Man. Looking good. Gojastron asks if I have any thoughts on Big Bad becoming a toy maker with Big Bad Workshop. The thought that I have is that I will wait and see. I think it's a cool idea. I like some of the stuff that they're talking about. And I do want to come back to something sort of related to that before we end the show. Just we haven't had a hauls segment in a very long time. So this is my version of that, where I'm unboxing some older depackaging some older toys, and then unboxing some new ones. So I wanted to do this for you guys and for me. So that's where this is coming from. You bastard. There we are. Okay. Yay. But what the back says, not too many figures, not too many, if any, figures I want, vehicles and playsets you want. I can't blame you for that. I want all of it. I want it all. Because I don't have any vintage He-Man except for the Trap Jaw that I bought for the custom. It's the only one I have. Otherwise, it's just Crystal Castle and Snake Mountain, but no figures beyond that. Ow. Okay, gotta be more careful next time. Almost cut myself. Almost. I know, be careful, Jim. I do technically have some She-Ra figures, but those are gonna get sold off, I think, at some point. Come on, He-Man. Get out here. What's keeping... Oh. Oh. Had the whole band in there, huh? Alright. Wow, he's got some ornate accessories. They could have gotten away with making him a deluxe, for as detailed as these are. But they didn't. They could have charged more, and they did not. Because this is pretty cool. His muscle has some dirt on it. All right, let's get him staged up. I did not know this. He comes with 2 weapon holding hands. That is pretty cool. Did not know that going into this. That's cool, dude. Does his hair come off? No. This is a great freaking figure. Look at that guy. Just rocking it out, man. That is cool. And he gets a scabbard, but his sword barely fits in it. But I love all these variations of He-Man because they're so many cool things you can do with them, and you can switch up the armor and make some cool things out of them. Just great stuff. I was hesitant to get this one, but I'm really glad that I got it. Really cool. Really, really cool. They changed his chest. Well, like the chest armor is different. Like this is 2000X version of He-Man, so it's totally different. You know, the arms and legs are the same with different paint, but the deco on his waist and his chest armor are different. Very different hair for obvious reasons as well. Oh, you just got a vintage battle ram? Nice. 10 to 14 figures for 2023 minus any announcements. Right on. Joneser skipped Lords of Power Beastman, repaint Evil Lyn, repaint Stratos, all the Sunman stuff, 20X stuff. Yeah, I didn't skip any of that shit. I didn't skip any of it. Yeah, they could be candy striped. Sure. Love that axe. Yeah, this particular axe is really cool. It's quite a bit bigger than the other one. Got some really cool detail on it, making this a very valuable, to me, He-Man figure. That's what I like about this. That his weapons are not just repaints; they're completely new sculpts. At least for this line, very cool to me. Speaking of cool, it is not cool in this room. I got to turn my heater off and turn my air on. So give me uno momento por favor, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And we're back. So I also brought the Big Bad Toy Store box down here and pre-cut it, so I don't have to worry about that. Got 2 more new old stock Moto Origins figures to go with. Next is my favorite base Skeletor. Like the head sculpt I like, but the cloak I'm not happy about. But this will probably be my favorite base Skeletor going into my collection. And you'll see why in a minute. Also, hi, Daniel Dorian. It's good to see you, pal. It is good to see you, pal. There we go. Just come around. Coming around. I knew that was going to be an issue. Cut there. And there. Ah, and we're not going to get hurt. All right. So we got 2000X Skelly Tear. Just got to get all these ties out. Let's show you what we're working with here. Ah, he came out much nicer. Ooh. Sometimes things come with things and you don't appreciate them till they're out of the package. This is one of those times. So, let me show you his accessories first. Can you see the two-tone on this? This is a beautiful power sword. And his Havoc staff is a bit darker, a little more iridescent, which is great. But let me show you why. He is what I call the definitive base Skeletor for Motu Origins. You get a nice darker base. All the details are painted. His feet are the right feet and they're the right color. They're not painted like they're purple boots. His cod piece is more ornate. He's perfect. It's just the head that kind of ruins the look for me personally. Because the head, although accurate to the original toy and looks cool, is not what I would want as a definitive Skeletor at all. But otherwise, that base, phew. He also comes with dual gripping hands, which I love. We'll get that power sword in his hands there. And show him off a little bit. Looking pretty darn cool. Great sculpt, great paint. Hello, Toy Connections, sir. Good to see you. Really enjoyed the replay on your show from yesterday with my boys. Very cool. Dug it. Had fun. Enjoyed myself. It's a good way to start the day with some coffee. There we go. Gonna go ahead and bag up old Bonehead here. Then we'll move on to the final new old stock figure, which is one I have been dying to open since he arrived many moons ago. But the day has come. This is Mantenna. Never had a Mantenna as a kid. Never had one. I'm not even sure if I got a chance to play with them when I was a kid. I'm not sure if I knew anyone that had them. So to open this up, this is probably not going to be the quickest of baggings. I want to check him out. Okay, whatever they did differently in making the bubble for this package, I want them to do that for every single package that they ever make from now on, because that came off like butter. That was great. Cut that right there. Hello, Mr. Salzberg, sir. Hope you're having a great day. Good to see you. There's more stretchies or whatever Joneser calls him. There you go. He just pops right out without any fight at all. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, got some string of strangies cut right there. All right, get that right there. Okay. All right. All right. Like butter. That's right. This motherfucker has 4 legs. He's just hanging out like, what's up, Eternia? Look how cool I am. Look how cool I am. Don't you know who I am? That's awesome. That is so cool. Like, look at my eyes. Don't look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Very cool. I love that he has the action feature, but he still has full articulation of his head and everything. That's cool. That's very, very cool. And he has what appears to be some kind of an upgrade to the crossbow. It's a slightly less flexible. Otherwise, it's the same mechanism and sculpt or anything. Stringy dingies. Okay. Got it. I won't forget again. Of course I will, though. Like, look at that guy. 4 legs. 4 legs. Let me just stand him up. Like, if you can't stand this figure up without a figure stand, like, you're wrong. You could even do some cool action poses with him, I bet. Whoa, once I figure out how his legs work, shit. Do they twist? Okay, yeah. Just need some coaxing. They do bend. All right. So you can make it like he's doing like a jump kick or something. That's cool. I love this. This is a great figure, man. This is really cool. See if I can get him to stand straight up, straight up. Just out of curiosity, you know. Gotta get the feet just right. That's a good looking boy right there. Steven says the original had the double legs molded together so it looked like 2 legs, never liked. Yeah, this actually works. Like, I like this. This is like the perfect update to this character. And just so freaking cool. His tailor hates him or loves him to hate by the cost to make 4-legged parts. Oh yeah, I bet. But he is not popular with the people in the textile industry. That is for sure. You wonder how much he spends on shoes? Well, his feet are regular shape, so he just spends double what everyone else does. That was easy math. But thank you for the question. 4 feet, regular size feet, regular shaped feet, just double. Unless he likes different shoes for different feet and certain ones or whatever. All right. So that's all the new old stock. As you can see, the Castle Grayskull doesn't have any figures in front of it. So we're opening up this package from the Big Bad Toy Store. Free sticker. I have a lot of these by now, but I like them. They're a good company. So, oh look, my favorite thing: bubble wrap. I do like that when you pull it out from the bottom, because I opened the bottom accidentally, and you gently pull out the bubble wrap. It gently tosses the toys together like a bingo thing. It's kind of cool. So our first figure, I gotta open him. Scorpion. He looks great, dude. He looks freaking cool as hell. You're coming with me. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Oop. Nice card back. Probably going to get trashed. We'll see. But no stringy diggies here. Yeah, I agree, Goji. The branding on the box really pisses me off. Oh, man, look at this guy. He is just all the double joints and badassery. You can bend his tail almost every which way, which I was concerned about. Man, look at him. I hit the wrong button, guys. Sorry about that. I'm back. But yeah, the face sculpt is awesome. He looks amazing. Very, very happy. Very happy. But Scorpion Bros. Scorpion. Don't do nothing stupid, man. I'm a good shot. Hit you in the eye from here. All right, next up. Dazzler! Finally caved and bought a Dazzler. Because Big Bad has her in stock. She's on sale. I like this look the best, so why not? Especially since I'm getting Mojo and Longshot separate from each other because I decided against that 3-pack. I told you guys about that before. So for me, getting this Dazzler makes me happy. Oh, get under there. Stop getting stuck. Oh. Was trying to stick it under cut I had not made. Very fun. I agree. Like just in the arcade game point alone, like it's a great design on the figure. She looks cool. She's got some cool features. Yes, Bill, we know we're gonna get y'all taken care of, pal. With regard to their resurrection toys, they're gonna happen. All right, get out of there. Yeah, get out of here. Hey, all right. American Express card. Don't hell without it. Hey, get out of here. Should have turned a gun on that kid, man. You should have gone, hey, you want your cut of this money or not? Now shut up. Shut up. Did I do this wrong? Yes, I did. All right. Is there a different way to do this? I guess that works. Trying to figure out how her blast effects work and stuff. But she looks pretty good. You know, if she were a Native American, I'm sure her name would be Needs a Sandwich. A little thin. But it's a good looking figure. Good looking paint job. Good looking sculpt. Nice boobs, nice butt. Not gonna lie. In the bag you go. No disco roller skates, no Dazzler. I mean, I'm not that much of a purist. You know, I'm not that much of a purist about this character in this era. I'm not. Some things I'm very weird about. This is not one of them. But I understand and respect your need for Dazzler disco purity. I understand. Uh, get, tape, get off there. All right. Think. All right. Now this I am not going to unbox just yet. I'll probably just lay it in the bin if I have room. I don't know yet. But this was Jim Largo's idea. They had this back in stock for $44, and I pulled the trigger. World War II Captain America. Captain America. It's very cool. Just for the bike alone, it's worth it. But I'm actually really partial to this cap and the way that he looks. But the bike, oh, so nice. So nice. I love it. I'm gonna try and see if I can fit it in this bite without deboxing for now. And by for now I mean until probably after the show. But I definitely, because we're getting close to the end of what I need to do. Okay, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Switching things up, we got Rumble Core Class from Transformers the movie. Midas 22. All right, let's see here. All right. Got his instructions here. Can't lose those. Put those where I put my instructions until I put them in the thing. Put that there. Hey, no one calls sound wave unchrasmatic. Yeah. Come on, weapons. Get out of there. Let's go. Come on. You know what? I'm just going to tear it open. Because that's how I roll. He is a little guy. Nice size. Compared to the others. I expected him to not be in scale at all. He's pretty good. So if I were to put him next to, say, Shockwave, look at the size difference. That is really cool. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I'm going to put his weapons on his back. That is just the coolest little dude. He is cool. Now, I haven't read the instructions, so I don't know how these are supposed to pop on or whatnot. I'm assuming the fist goes in here or something. Is it like this? Do you do it like that? Do you slot it in like so? Is that how it works? Aha! I think I found out how. Ah, yes, I did find out. Yay, I'm smart. Okay. So you have to close his fist inside of his wrist. Rotate out so the solid side's there. You got a wrist size slot here. And whoop. And now he's literally ready to rumble. Love it. Such a cool character. Great scale. Love them. Keeping them. I am indeed SMRT, my friend. All right, so just a few. So I'm going to show off these Motu guys that are going to go on the shelf. And I have one more to depackage. Woo! And this will be of note because the first toy in this franchise that I have ever owned as an adult. Ever. It was really cool. First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside. That's right. So first, Snake Armor He-Man. Now, there's not a lot new going on here. There's some repaints, but the armor itself is pretty new. I love the way it looks. It's just so freaking cool. There's like scales on the Snake Men bubble. This is just too cool for school. Definitely going on display for a couple months. And you got Rat Lore. Hey, what's up, guys? Very cool. Very cool to have. And Cobra Khan. Cobra Khan. I had this as a kid. Love this guy. He had this squirter. Very cool. They have the little action feature that shows him squirting, which I like better. But I do not have Digitino or Boltman. He is coming soon. My pre-order on BBTS, I missed out on it. The timing wasn't right. He doesn't squirt, but he's got an action feature that shows something squirting out of his mouth. It's not the same. But I did order Boltman from GameStop, which will be released here in a couple weeks. So because those are international release toys, I got them sooner than release date. So, but here's the one you didn't know you were waiting for. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. From the real Ghostbusters. This is so cool. So Big Bad has all the original Ghostbusters in a 4-pack for $30. When I saw that, I got them. Stay Puft, $10. Slimer, $10. You can get similar prices over on Nerdzoic right now. In fact, thanks to Jimmy Salzberg, I was able to get an Ecto-1 from this recreation of the Kenner line. $30. Brand new. Ordered that shit today. And it's coming. For sure. I ordered another random figure with, I think it was Thanos' right-hand man from the MCU, because I don't have one of those. So, I just wanted to get it to where I could break it up. So, for $30, I mean, I was already getting Stay Puft and Slimer for $10 a pop. All 4 Ghostbusters for $30. And then to get the Ecto-1 for $30 more bucks, I could not say no. I could not. So, big thanks to Jim Salzberg. Matter of fact, let me put that link into chat here. Hang on. So I'm sure he still has a couple. Yep, he sure does. He's got a lot of stuff for good sales right now. So check him out. Even if you're not getting the Ghostbusters stuff, give him a holler. Good guy, good prices. Now, I can't say if I knew what to expect with this guy. He has 3 points of articulation. He just kind of stands there and takes the Ghostbusters crap. But he's solid, and he does the trick. I'm not mad about him, and I'm glad he exists, and I'm glad I have him. So my very first Ghostbusters collectible as an adult ever is Stay Puft. State perfect. Do I have a link for 5 off? I don't know if I have one of those. I honestly don't think I do. Yeah, it's the same as vintage. All of the Ghostbuster reissues are the same. I've never held one of them in my hands before. By the time I had my parents convinced to let me get Ghostbusters toys, they were on to the second wave with all the weird, scary effects and stuff. I did have an Ecto 1. I had the original Ecto 1. I love that thing. So when that arrives in the mail in a couple days, it's going to blow my mind because I remember bringing that home. I was at a Kmart. It was like 7 o'clock at night. Came home, took it out, put it together. Just fell in love with the damn thing. Absolutely adore that toy. So, if you guys will excuse me for just a few scant moments, I am going to put these He-Man up on the shelf, and I'll get this box out of my face. And when I come back, we are going to discuss Operation Monster Force. Y'all thought I didn't realize about it, did you? Very cool to be able to clean up that quickly, let me tell you. I am used to it taking 900 years and like a half hour after I'm done. I got a new system of organization. Everything's back to normal. Very happy. Snake Men related figures are up there. A happy guy. So, someone asked me earlier what I thought about Big Bad Workshop. Pre-ordered everything I'm about to show you. That's what I think about it. These are Action Force compatible. They have their own lore. They are very cool, very well priced. I think these have the potential to be a slam dunk. So these are collaboration with Fresh Monkey Fiction, which have been doing some really cool things. But they're not in the scale that I like. So now they're doing a 1/12 scale figure that combines the occult, monsters, vampires, and Action Force alien type stuff. You kidding me? This is really cool. For $36, look what you get out of the package. Gloved hands in 3 poses, regular hands in 3 poses. Actually, no, 4 sets of gloved hands because you already have hands. So 4 sets of regular hands, 4 sets of gloved hands, slew of accessories, tons of articulation. Comes with a comic book, it looks like, which is cool. They even show you the lore and the product description. 20 points of articulation. It's kind of crazy what they're doing with this stuff. Like, this is really cool. They'd make nice troop builders for anything. They're really cool. Jim says, I'll reach out with the ones I want. You got it, brother. Let me know. Got you covered. Monster Force Forgotten King. I'm in. So this is the villain, I guess. Look at that. Just a cool detail on that. Just tons of cool ideas here. And they got some really, really cool troop builders here. Like, really cool. But before I get into that, I'm going to show you Dracula. Look at this guy. And in this, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He forms this force to kill people and do stuff. Very cool. Very cool stuff. So you have these nocturnal troops. So they're like vampire troops, I guess. Just really like creative stuff. Urban Operations Trooper. Like, these are just really interesting and very, like, a cross between Wolfenstein in there too. A little bit of World War II action going on there. Just really cool aesthetics, man. So if these figures end up being anywhere near as cool as they look, and they're functional and they're durable, in this particular line, I think Dracula is the good guy. It's the guy in white that's the bad guy, I think. Epic says the lores of the good guy troops are volunteer U.S. servicemen who took vampire blood, temporary transform of vampires, fight evil. Okay. Maybe he's not a good guy. Whatever. I don't care what the lore is. Toys look amazing. I think they look great. So if you are interested in checking these out, they are live over on Big Bad. No, this is not an ad. There they are. They also have these in their 4-inch scale to go with their other lines of figures. So those of us in the 1/12 game, they're covered here. And they also have them in the 4-inch as well. So really, 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 really cool. Epic says Dracula's forced to fight with the good guys, temporary truce. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's a bloodsucker. I don't think he's a nice guy in general, but in this particular lore, he's operating on the side of good. Johnny says, I'm not as cool as I look, but me am functional. Yes, you am. Yes, you am, sir. Mulver says, yeah, but do they have laser sharks? Well, not until we come out with ours. Yes, I said it. We're definitely doing laser sharks. It's going to take a little bit of time because we have some things that we can do a little bit faster than I originally thought, but I don't know when it's going to be ready. Yes, we are doing laser sharks. There you go. God. Exactly, Bill. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Exactly. Eels version 2 had torpedo rocket sharks. Not wrong. Not wrong. So I'm glad that you guys were able to stick around and watch me depackage a bunch of stuff. It feels really good to open that box and get excited about the toys and get them in the collection proper, and to refresh that display. And it's great. And I'm grateful to share that stuff with you guys. So when I have stuff to do that with, I'm going to start making it a regular part of the show, just because it needs to be done. I need to be in that habit, especially because some of you heard over the weekend or during the week that I was waiting on some word back from a judge regarding a case that was holding me up to get into a place. I'm happy to announce here, because on Resurrection Toys, you guys already heard, the judgment was in my favor, and I am now ready to go. Now I just got to save some money, wait for my bonus, out the door I go. If I can find a place sooner than that, that would be amazing. That means I could use my bonus to buy more furniture. So that is the plan. Because right now, all I have furniture-wise, and they're in storage, is I have a bed, and I do have living room tables. So I have side tables and a coffee table and a TV stand, but I don't have a couch. So, and I have the means to get one. So I believe that went to the box, and I'm going very soon because I have time off this week. So yes, I'm sure I got it. I just haven't received it. But thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat as well. Thank you. So it's coming together. It's coming together. Did you use the bonus to set up a studio? Who needs a bed? Well, the apartments that I'm looking at actually have two bedrooms. I'm not getting one without 2 bedrooms. So there will be a separate toy collection, workspace, desk, office. That's already coming. So I do not need to worry about that. So I definitely need a bed. So I'll have a bedroom, and I'll have an office. I'll have an actual living room with an actual TV and an actual kitchen. It's going to be weird. Been living like this for a very long time. So, yeah. So there's a few places I'm looking at, well, a handful, and I have to really look at the details and kind of decide which one I really want to go after. And once I make that decision, do the application and have at it. And depending upon their fees, depending on how it works out, I might be able to secure the place well in advance and then just pay the rent when I move in. And if that's the case, it should not be too difficult to save the money to go in. Because right now I'm paying around $750 every 2 weeks for rent here. And that means that I would just have to time it perfectly to where I'd be moving in while I still had a couple days in here to move stuff out, and then just pay what I would pay. You know what I mean? So it would all work out. It would all work out. So I now actually have to start thinking in that mindset of now it's a really good chance of me being able to get into a place. So I'm excited, and I don't expect to actually be able to do it until the spring. But if there's a way I can make it happen before then, you had better believe I'm going to do that. But part of that means I absolutely need to scrape together the $300 that I would need to move my stuff from Houston. Otherwise, I have nothing to sleep on, unless I get like the kind of couch that one can sleep on. But I don't want to do that if I can help it. So, and I'm just talking through like what's actually going on. This is not me going to say, well, I need a couch and oh, I need that. No, I got most of that stuff figured out. I just have to make sure the timing lines up the way that it should, so I'm not sleeping on the floor. That's all. Because all my big stuff and furniture is down in Houston, so I have no choice but to rent a box truck to bring it up here, and that's $300 plus gas. No way around that I'm aware of. If anyone knows of a way around that, let me know privately. We'll figure it out. But I'm really, really stoked, you guys. Like, it feels like things are moving forward. Rolo's got a place, very affordable. There's no precariousness there. I am obviously looking forward to moving myself because it's actually a thing. And Badger has a great point. He says it may be hard to do, but pre-record some videos so you don't have to create content for a week or two while moving. Yes, I plan to do that. Absolutely, 100%. And I've done that in the past, so it's not a huge thing. There's a few things that I can think of that would make sense, because I need to make something that I can just make and put on the shelf that's timeless. You slept on an air mattress for 3 weeks and you got your first place post-divorce. It does suck. I slept on an air mattress for 6 months when I lost my house in 2009. And then when that finally just shit the bed, I went to I think a Big Lots, or it was a Big Lots, and I bought a futon. Wasn't the best futon, but it was like a built-in where you didn't have like a separate pad. Like everything was plush built in. It was a good price. And I loved it because I got to sit on that and be comfortable and then sleep on that. But yeah, air mattresses, no bueno. Now, granted, I weighed a lot less back then, you know. But yeah, I have definitely dealt with less. So I don't mind roughing it a little bit, but if I'm going to be smart about this, let's be smart about this. So some of these places have crazy low deposits, and depending upon how they look at my credit or how they work, I might be able to pay them in advance to, secure the place and say I'm moving in on this date in whatever month, which would give me time to save up, maybe go down, get the stuff, put it in my existing storage, which the way I think about it, there's enough room in there. I'll just have to clear out some stuff. Because there's some stuff that I have down there that I really don't need. So probably get rid of stuff. But, I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about what that means for content and live streaming and everything else, because that means I'll have my L desk. So I will finally be able to do like unboxings and depackaging on a separate surface that's on a desk with a camera, so you can just watch me. I can start doing my restorations and so forth like I've been wanting to. I got plans for all that stuff. And I will have a separate table just like I do now for display and stuff like that. Very excited to do all that stuff, but I need to make sure that when I do the move, it's the right place, in the right area, at the right price, and that I have my stuff. So the whole point of this is to be able to get all my stuff in one place and not be paying for storage. Now, someone was asking me, like, oh man, is it going to be weird having a place with all the different bills while you've been playing, this and that? I said, no, it'll be easier because now I won't have to pay for 3 storage units because I have 2 in Houston and 1 up here. Granted, the ones at Houston, they're both smaller. But just the very idea of not having a storage bill, not having to worry about my stuff because it's with me and I can make my rent and all that stuff. Perfect. So I know some of you were worried about that and I wanted to give you the news. So exactly, Bill. Best laid plans of mice and men. You gotta have a plan, but you also have to be flexible. It's something that I definitely want to be when this time comes. I would rather try to get everything up here and in one place so that when the actual apartment move actually happens, I don't have to scramble and worry about timing and stuff like that. Because if I play my cards right, so to speak, moving into a new place should not be that difficult for me to do if I do things right. So I have the time and I have the space and flexibility plans. I'm going to do that, I promise. Unless something really good falls on my lap, some crazy deal falls on my lap. If that were to happen, and we'll talk about it when it happens. So with that said, definitely winding down the stream here. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, shoot at me. I'll be here for a few more minutes. I'm going to at least drink this first beer. And yes, this is just one beer I've been sipping at the whole stream. I'm being good. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. Getting a standalone property that has enough space to store everything, is that really feasible? And usually it isn't. It sucks. Totally get it, Jimmy. And thanks again for that super chat. And again, thank you, chat, for this beer that you bought me. Thank you so much. And you guys also bought me that Ecto 1. So thank you. So I'm having a good day today. I'm having a good day. Had a good weekend. Got to hang out with some people I really care about and get some perspective, and took some downtime to think some things through and reflect on the fact that Rolo isn't going to be in his place and everything. So it was nice to just kind of downshift a little bit. Bill, I don't blame you for being burned out, man. You're working 6 days a week plus in some cases. You're trying to keep up on everything, and then still do your Sunday stream, which is work. I don't care what anyone says. This is work. So, dude, take the time you got to take and take care of yourself. We understand. It's okay. Yeah, I think it is. I'll feel a lot more like that when I'm actually in a place where they actually say yes or whatever. But until then, definitely feels that way. I also love good beer, Jim. You know that. I love good vibes too. You now have a house but sold off most of your collection, so it's like, yeah. And that's the thing. We're not just talking about the toys. I've got a massive CD collection, a fair vinyl collection, massive movie collection, game consoles for days, tons of video games in that collection. So this isn't like me just moving these toys into a regular old apartment. Like, I gotta have all this stuff. Any thoughts of doing a Patreon holiday watch along? Well, it depends on what you mean. Because I always do holiday shows, period. Always do them. But they're not Patreon exclusive. When it says the holiday watch along, oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Holiday films. Yes, we can absolutely do that if you want to. Absolutely. No problem. We can make that happen. And yeah, I understand where you're coming from, bro. I really do. Coach Tron's made 83 videos this year, taking January off from Tube to Recharge. Good for you, man. Gojatron, for a guy who barely a year ago, was like, nah, I'm not going to do YouTube. 83 videos? Hats off, dude. Massive respect for everything you're doing on that channel. I love what you do. Keep doing it, but you're right to take a time off to recharge. That's why you created a Patreon, because you can post images irregularly. Notice something nice. That's a good idea. It's a good idea, sir. Sold off two of 3 classic cars from Guns of Physical Media. Twitch for Planes, Trains. There's another way we can do it. There's a service that's totally legal that we can do it. I just got to find the movies we want to watch. We'll figure it out. I got you guys. Don't worry about it. No one says, I'm lucky my parents live on a farm. Otherwise, I'd have to find a place to store my bikes. I remember correctly, I'm up to 12 or 13. Dang, that man doesn't even know how many bikes he's got. It's crazy. Eldor of Master Versal Toy Hunter channeled the Great Eye of Eternity to come up on all night Saturday night show. Very cool meeting. That's awesome, dude. Saw that you were streaming, but I was out. I was asleep, bro. Jimmy says, Goji vid's the highlight of your week. Awesome. And her 5-year-old chuckles with glee. Rack Toys World. Yes. Goji is just, it. Yes, Goji is the GOAT. No question about it. I absolutely love what he does. He doesn't overstay his welcome in his videos. Doesn't go too short. He's got that sweet spot. I always learn something. The photography is always good, and I learn everything I want to learn about that toy that we're watching. If you're not subscribed to Gojatron, you are wrong. If you're not subscribed to Wilhelm Toy and Adventures, you're wrong. If you're not subscribed to Bill Wifta's channel, you're wrong. And anyone else who in this channel that is creating, and you're not subscribed to like World Meta Cardboard, if you're not subscribed to them or Epic Badge or any of them, you're wrong. Go sub to them. Check them out. Check them out. So on that note, folks, thank you for spending the last nearly 2 hours with me. I feel like I got a lot accomplished. We had some great conversations. And just to put an end cap on the original discussion, nothing that we're nostalgic about ever dies as long as we pass the memory on and we pass the passion on to others in some form or another. It will all come around. You guys take care. Have a great week. I will see you on Thanksgiving if you want to stop by. We'll be having a special Thanksgiving show as we do every year. Otherwise, I'll see you on Saturday for the Resurrection Toys weekly community stream as per usual. You guys take care. I love you very much. Have a good week.